thought I would do things a little differently. One, to show that people don't really pay attention and that people pay attention to the wrong things. I'm willing to wager that at least half of the comments will be about where I'm at instead of what the video is about. So, a few weeks ago, a couple at my church celebrated 55 years of being married. And Sunday at Mass, the father will usually ask who's celebrating a birthday, who's celebrating a anniversary, and he gives them a blessing, which is pretty cool. And it's pretty cool that they celebrated 55 years and everybody applauded. And at the end of Mass, they usually sing Las Mañanitas, so they serenaded him, and I thought it was really nice. And a few weeks later, I was reading something about marriage, right? Technically, if you have a church wedding and if you do something that is very Catholic, I guess you could say, it states till death do us part, right? Which technically means you stay married until the day you die or one of you dies, and technically you're able to move on. But technically those vows technically mean that nothing can tear your relationship, your marriage apart except death. No matter how much you fight, no matter how much you argue, no matter how much you disagree on things, you work it out. And I think problem with today's society, not just the fact that we're in such a horribly hookup society and that there's so many people that would rather try to emulate celebrities who get married 2 or 3 times a year and get divorced 2 or 3 times a year just for the sake of making publicity. Oh, I want to be like them. I want to just get married just for the sake of getting attention. I want to get married just for getting likes. That's not what marriage is supposed to be about. And for the people that don't believe in God, if you don't believe in God, you technically shouldn't be getting married because marriage is from God. It's in the Bible. So, people just want to get married just for the sake of having a party, right? Oh, I just want to get a bunch of free presents and drink and act stupid and just take a bunch of pictures, right? That's not what marriage is about. Marriage is beyond the wedding night. Marriage is beyond the wedding reception. It's living your life together as partners for the rest of your life. And like one post one time said, it's not 50-50, it's 100-100. You both give it all you've got and you do whatever it takes to make that marriage work. I think a lot of people don't really know what they're doing, don't really know what they're getting into. They just think that, oh, marriage sounds like a cool thing to do, right? I get to have a party, get a bunch of free presents, change my last name. Let's do that, right? And if I don't like it, hey, I could just divorce that person and get married again and keep doing it until I decide that that person is the one that I want to stay with. That's not what marriage is. Marriage is supposed to be till death do you part. That means you stay married for the rest of your life with that partner. I think a lot of people don't really do the work before you get married to find out, one, if that's what you really truly want, two, if that's what you both really truly want and are able to do that. I think if you really do the work before you even get married, you can find out if you really want to get married, if you really want to stay married, and if you really can make a lifelong partnership with that person that you're with. I think it's really sad that you see people just, after 20 years, they got divorced. And, okay, I know a lot of people say, well, he's a horrible person. 2 reasons I think it's okay to get divorced is infidelity and if your spouse is abusive. Technically, I read somewhere that the church will try to get you to work things out. But personally, I think that once you cheat, yeah, you ruined it. You broke the sacrament of marriage, so you should be able to get out of that. Two, if your person is abusive, like literally abusive, not just calling you names all the time or whatever, like physically abusive, yes. If you're having problems, go to counseling. You obviously can't work things out on your own. Go to counseling. Get professional help from somebody that can fix things. Even if you go to somebody that's been married for over 25 years, do not go ask advice from somebody who just got married under 10 years. They don't know what they're doing as much as somebody who's been married over 25 years. They actually know what they're doing. A lot of couples will tell you, everybody fights. It's not about whether you fight or not. It's about how you fight. And that's one of the things that you can get help with, resolution with, if you go to counseling, is learning how to communicate properly, so that if you do fight, it's not just blaming each other and name calling. It's actually trying to resolve an issue. I used to see it doing Uber all the time. People would argue and they would just like talk shit to each other. Nothing got resolved. And I'm like, y'all didn't fix anything, right? You just said I'm sorry and decided to stay together. That's not working things out. That's just apologizing for calling each other names. You have to actually resolve the issue. Especially when I hear you always do that. Well, if they always do that, they're always going to keep doing it because nothing ever gets resolved. If somebody is a certain way, they have to change. One of the biggest problems was the husband always drank a lot, but she always put up with it. She obviously always put up with it because you always do it, but yet they're still married, right? And he always does it. Why? Because nothing gets resolved. One of the things that I read about was you need to change, or it's kind of like an ultimatum, but I don't like it when you drink because you embarrass me. There, I told you. So you could either not get drunk or not embarrass her, right? Then it's got to get to, okay, you're still doing it. You're still embarrassing me when you drink. You need to stop. If they keep doing it, okay, fine. I already gave you several chances. If you don't stop, I'm gone, right? I know it sounds kind of hypocritical to what I just said about staying together, but it's about demanding change, right? You both said that you would stay together as partners for the rest of your lives. You can't just be married to somebody, oh, well, you're stuck with me, so I'm not going to change. I'm the person that I am, so I shouldn't have to change. If I'm an asshole, I'm an asshole. You should strive to be the best person that you can for your person, so that you make each other happy. And it's not just one person carrying the relationship, or just one person being happy and the other one person being miserable. And this leads me to another thing that really drives me nuts. That's when people say, oh, we stay together for the kids. I know that you're thinking in your head that it's a good idea, but look at what you're showing to your kids. Kids learn from example. If you're a jerk, they're going to be a jerk. If you're a good person, they're going to be a good person. If you stay with somebody and you're miserable, you're showing your kids that your happiness is not worth anything. Oh yeah, he cheats on me all the time, but I stay with him because of the kids. So you want your kids to live that kind of life too? That doesn't make any sense. How does being miserable make sense to anybody? Especially when that person cheats. Oh, they cheat all the time, but I stay with them because of the kids. Oh, I cheat too, so I'm showing my kids that instead of you know, either fixing the marriage or leaving because he's unfaithful, I'm going to just retaliate by being unfaithful too. What? What? Do you people even realize what kind of example you're showing your kids? And you wonder why society is messed up as it is and why kids are as messed up as they are. And I know it sounds cliche to say, but a lot of y'all really do need God. And I don't mean just conditional God that, oh, I just want the kind of God that's going to, let me live my life my way and let me get what I want and just only the good things, the good parts of religion or whatever. No, you need a real, true God that is based on love. It's like I tell you guys all the time. If you focus on love, and love is the center of everything, then you're going to respect each other. You're going to love each other. You're going to take care of each other. You're going to want to be good to each other. You're not going to cheat on each other, and you're not going to mistreat each other. Marriage is supposed to be based on love. The foundation should be love, so that when you do have kids, and if you have kids, they grow up around love. And they grow up being loving individuals. And guess what? They grow up to be good people because their foundation is love. I know it sounds like I'm rambling, but a lot of what people do doesn't make sense, and a lot of what people do is just frustrating because, like I said, I feel like a lot of people get married for the wrong reasons, and I think that people don't take marriage serious. They take it as just like something you do just for fun, I'm gonna just get married to this random person that I've only known for a month just to see what happens, because even if I don't like him, I could just get divorced. It's like here. Did you know that in the state of Texas, you have to wait so long to get divorced, and if you have kids together, they make it more complicated, and it's like really, it's not that easy in Texas to get a divorce. Especially if one person fights it. So, I think a lot of people just really need to stop using marriage as some kind of game that they play and start taking it more serious. And if you are married already, you should still take it serious. Marriage is supposed to be until death do you apart, not as like the thing that I was reading. It says some people take it as until you mess up, until I get mad at you, until I'm not happy with you. That's not what marriage is supposed to be. Especially if you have kids. Can you imagine the example that you're setting for your kids? Oh, well, he said that he didn't like my cooking, so I'm getting a divorce. What? Wait, what? What happened to Sticks and Stones? I'm not going to get started with the name calling thing, but just because you get mad, you're going to just throw away a marriage. Why did you get married in the first place? Oh, because he has money, or because he says he likes me, or because we have fun when we go to the club and get drunk and get trashed every weekend. Marriage should be a lifelong partnership, not just two people going out and having fun. So, if you're thinking about getting married, I think you should do it the right way. Go to classes. I know my church has marriage classes. There's classes that you can take. You can go to counseling to see if you even should get married. Like, seriously, get professional help. And I love him, I want to spend the rest of my life with him, but we argue all the time. Okay, so learn how to communicate better. Learn how to resolve your problems in a healthy manner. I think if people did that, there'd be a lot more happy people and a lot more happy marriages. God bless y'all.